Thanks all for joining. If you don't know me, my name is Danielle Bremer. I'm the Chief Growth Officer here at Lean Techniques. If it's your first time, welcome. For those that have joined in the past, just as a reminder, this is a 16-minute talk where we work to provide you with simple, practical tips and techniques that you can start applying within your organization today. A couple housekeeping items. If you have questions throughout today's talks, please feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll either address them at the end if time allows or offer more insight in our email follow-up. And please do us a huge favor and complete the survey that will pop up at the end of this session. Your feedback is really important to us. So with that, let's get started. I'm excited to introduce René Rios, professional software consultant here at Lean Techniques, to discuss how to confidently navigate your cloud journey. René, over to you.
All right. Hi, everybody. Like Danielle said, my name is René Rios, and I'm just going to get started. So, there we go. So why CAF? CAF stands for Cloud Adoption Framework, and it really is a framework that allows you to discover the conversations that you need to be having in order to make your initiative, your cloud transformation initiative, successful. It also provides you with a means to handle different personality types. So the people that are super detail oriented, by going through the CAF process, you're going to help them understand, oh, that's the task that I need to accomplish. This is the piece that I need to hit now. It also provides the ability for people that are, I just want to know who are my new touch points. We're changing the world that we're doing, that we have in our environment. Now I want to know, okay, now I'm interacting with this people or this group of people. Also provides the ability for people to understand the big picture, the whole process, the whole initiative. We're changing how process X is being executed, and now this is the whole vision that we have on that. And yeah, it also allows for identifying and prioritizing these opportunities, and really gives you a really good way of iteratively increasing or improving your cloud presence. So what is it? So this is it, a huge picture. I'm just going to break it down into small sections, and then we'll talk a little bit about in detail. So we have the cycle, starting at envision, align, launch, and scale. Then we have the 4 use cases. So the use case of technology, process, organization, or product. And then that sits on top of the 6 pillars or 6 perspectives. And usually I think about it as these are the questions that, or these are the people that I need to ask these questions to. So business, people, governance, platform, security, and operation. And I'll just give a shameless plug here. Business is the most important one, in my opinion. People is the second most important one. And then the last one, or the third one, the most important one is security. And then the outcomes, right? So we go through all this thing, and the outcomes are to increase your operational efficiency, grow your revenue, improve your ESG, and reduce your business risk. And so now let's go talk about the details here. So envision. So this is really the dream, right? I need X to be moved to the cloud because of Y. And this is my big vision. And once I have that and I understand that really well, and I see, okay, these are the opportunities that I need to fill, then I go in and start talking to the people using the 6 pillars, the perspectives, and I'm going to start aligning with them, asking them all the questions that I need to, and engaging with the people that can provide you with the answer. Then we move into launch. And in launch, we're really talking about, okay, now we are going to implement all this stuff, and we're going to create it and get it out to the world. And then the last stage or phase is scale. And that's where we tweak things. We say, okay, we wanted to release in just North America, but now we have, and then, it's available for everyone in the world, but, the people that are in the European region, their times are really slow. So I'm going to tweak that there. I'm going to make my new pilot or proof of concept. I'm going to scale it so that it's using 2 regions now, and so on, anything from, oh, we're going to cache this type of database over here, or we're going to use a better CD system and content distribution system. We're going to start applying those things there. Okay, now we're going to dive into the perspectives. The business perspective, for any initiative, it needs to meet a business need. And so these are like, I use this as like, okay, how do I meet the general business strategy? And so who's in charge of dealing with the general business strategy? I need to go ask them questions. Or I need to engage with the portfolio manager, or I need to engage with the people in the business insight or product manager. I need to go talk to them and see this initiative that I want to create or that was presented to me and I'm driving it forward. I need to engage with these people to make sure that whatever we have thought of and envisioned is actually going to meet their need. And that was the most important one. Remember that. Then we go to people, and in people, it's very dimensional. But most importantly is with the crew that I have right now, can they successfully deliver this initiative? And so we start talking about cloud fluency, and we're talking about the culture, and this kind of segues a little bit, but do I have the right people? Do they have the right skills? Do I need to start hiring new people? That's where the workforce transformation comes in. Do I have the right mindset for my leaders to say, okay, I'm going to say, this is super beneficial to me. How am I going to create the support around the people that need to be executing it and the need of saying, hey, I have any new business opportunities that I see, I want to go cloud first. Have that mentality of, okay, we're going to start moving in that direction. But ultimately, it's about analyzing your people and ensuring that your initiative will be successful. We move on to governance. And here we start talking about, okay, now that I have my people, now that I have my business needs, and the initiative is going to meet both my business needs and I have the right people to create that initiative and to make it move forward, how do we control it? How do we govern this whole process, right? And so it's the governance of where the money's coming from. So financial management, how do we do the risk management of it? How do we deal with the data governance, which is super important, and it kind of segues into the third most important piece. So yeah, this is really the questions about how are we going to control this new system. Platform is the technical side. Effectively, it's what are all of the needed pieces in order to meet our business need. We talk about everything from the most simple CI/CD system to how are we going to manicure our data so that it is good and can be used as a product in the future. Security, third most important thing, and really, if you have a security breach, that's going to directly impact your brand, right? And so super important. And here the questions that we're asking ourselves is, how are we going to control access to the system? How are we going to ensure that the systems remain secure? What are the possible threats that are out there? What are possible future threats that are out there? And how do I create my system so that it is security minded, right? Super important. Again, it directly impacts your brand. It's great that you're providing a product and a service to your customers, but if they can't feel that their data is protected, they may not want you. Moving on to the last pillar, which is operational or operations. And here we're talking about, now that the system is up and going, how do I know that the system is performing correctly? How do I handle any bugs that come up? How do I handle systems that are down? How do I understand my system? So it's not only the reactions to systems, but also the observability of the system, right? How do I know that it's performing correctly, that it is giving us the right safety measures and whatnot, right? And boy, the outcomes, super important. I kind of covered it already, but reduce your business risk, improve your ESG, grow your revenue, and increase your operational efficiency. Again, this is the big picture. We have a cycle of envision, align, launch, and scale. We have our 4 transformational domains, which I just say that they're the use cases: technology, process, organization, and product. And your 6 pillars, which are, again, questions that you need to be asking yourself or asking people of like, okay, how do we fit in the business world? Do we have the right people? How are we going to organize everyone together so that they're marching down the right path? What does our architecture look like? What is our structure? Our not only our data architecture, but our infrastructure of our cloud system. How are we securing it? And how are we going to handle the day-to-day? So that is that. Thank you so much. That's kind of in closing. And this is super important. So we went really fast through the CAF framework, and you have to remember that it is a framework. So depending on what your initiative is, you can start applying the things from that framework, right? You will always probably you're going to go through the whole envision, align, launch, and scale. But the things that you have to engage, whether it's the business side perspective or the people, you're questioning all of that, and you say, oh, it's just a little, I'm moving a product that I already have, their database from on-prem to the cloud. Probably don't need to engage a whole bunch of different people in that. You kind of know already what you're dealing with. But if you're talking about a massive thing, like you don't want to buy super powerful desktops anymore, and you want people to use their laptops, but they require powerful computers. Okay, fine. We're going to put that all in the cloud, and they're going to have a desktop interface that is huge. That's, the impact of it is a lot of people, depending on your development core, but yeah. And I think that is it. Thank you so much. Any questions?
I don't see any in the chat right now, but we do have time for a few questions. As Renee wanted to allow for that, if there was anything that anyone wanted to dig into with the framework.
Go back to that. And I did go really fast because I wanted to have time for questions. And if you need me to elaborate a little bit more on stuff, more than happy to.
No takers.
Either I blew their minds or they're like, whatever, dude.
They're still processing, and
Yeah.
we'll provide this out to the email distribution as well. So if you do have anything else, you'll have Renee's contact information or can reach out to anyone here at Lean Techniques. But we'll go ahead and wrap up for today. Thank you all for attending. Again, we would love to hear your feedback on today's session. So you will get a pop-up here as soon as you leave the Zoom. Please provide feedback there. A reminder, we are off next month for the holiday season, but we would have our tech journey open September 12th. It's our 4th annual golf tournament to support building up our tech industry pipeline here in the state of Iowa. Would love to see you attend and support the cause if time permits. Have a good rest of your day, all. Thank you.